Hello and welcome to the Cosmere Deep Dive Podcast. I'm your host, Mike. Joining me this week are Dave.
Hello, Internet.
Dave, who should unmute and talk now. Dave.
Hey.
And Tori.
Mike has his soundboard muted.
Hello, Internet. That was shocking. I was shocked.
The best thing is
Of
that
cour-
Craig's not here, so we can do it again next week.
Oh, yes. Let's do that.
Don't
Of
tell
course,
him.
I have my soundboard muted. I've been in Discord streams with people before. As soon
I
as
was
someone finds the
shocked.
soundboard, it doesn't stop. So whatever noise you made, it's not coming through on my end.
Oh, well, that'll just be a pleasant surprise for Mike later.
Yeah. Or just turn your soundboard off before the recording next week and don't tell Craig.
I'm not turning my soundboard on.
I meant turn it on just for the recording, and then you can turn it back off.
I'm not doing that. I just said I'm not doing that.
Yeah, but I'm saying you should do it.
I don't think I should. This feels like bullying.
So Tori, it could be worth it.
This feels like cyberbullying.
So the noise that Dave played was me saying, hello, Internet. And I was like, wait, what? And then I had to chase it with hello, Internet.
Okay,
Because
so now...
how could I not?
Now that you know what it was, you'll have more context when I do it again next week.
No, I think we're just going to do the same bit over again.
Okay.
But before we do that, we do good thing. And normally Craig does that, but he's not here. So Dave, what's your
New
good thing?
Spider-Man cartoon.
Oh, there's the new Spider-Man.
Yeah,
cartoon?
it came out less than a month ago, end of January. It is called Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I just watched the first 3 episodes today. A lot of fun. The new style, twist on everything. The art style, I don't want to say that it's like Spider-Verse because obviously it had nowhere near the budget or talent going into it that Spider-Verse did, but it's kind of like it has that kind of like comic book but moving type of aesthetic. And they really they took a lot of the older design characters, and so like with the thick lines and kind of like the original like Spider-Man look, and then they've made changes in other areas on appearances to modernize him or swap them. I don't want to get too much into it, but it's cool. It's like they definitely are paying a lot of homage to the old original comic book art style, which is really cool.
Okay, quick question for you.
Yeah.
Has Doc Ock shown up in any of these episodes that you've seen?
In the first 3 episodes?
Yes.
This isn't spoiler time. Wayfo.
Okay, I'm asking about his design. Does he have like a bowl cut and he's kind of stocky?
If he has been in the first 3 episodes, I didn't notice him, but they sneak in a lot of like background references and things. Like in the car, there's like an Iron Man like little dangly do hanging from the rearview mirror. So he might have been in some capacity, like in that, or like a background character or a name drop or something that I didn't notice. But he wasn't featured, I'll say, in any of the first 3 episodes.
Okay, I ask because nobody wants to use that design again. Like no one.
But I think
it is not good character design.
When they introduce Dr. Octopus, if they do, they will probably kind of make fun of it. They'll definitely be self-aware about it, or they'll kind of take it and make it look good, because that's how this show does. Like, okay, Harry Osborn, I'll just say, like Harry Osborn's awful hair from like the original comics.
Yeah.
They pay homage to Harry Osborn's original hairstyle, but they make it look good.
Okay, I'm not sure I believe you, but
just watch the cartoon.
I will.
Is this cartoon streaming somewhere?
Disney Plus. There are 8 episodes out according to Wikipedia, and again, I watched the first 3, and I intend to watch the rest.
Neat.
Neat.
Complete.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good stuff about this show from various other people who have already seen it. I haven't gotten to it yet. When I found out about this show, went looking for the Spectacular Spider-Man to see if it was streaming anywhere, and it's not. And I'm upset by this.
I like that one a lot too. Yeah.
Which is wild because it aired on Disney XD. Like that was the original channel it aired on, but apparently Sony still has the rights to it, and
weird.
They're continuing to fight tooth and nail for the right to not have this show that they own available for anyone to watch and get a cut of that. I don't know. I don't understand how that is good business, but whatever. Anyhoomst, my good thing this week is it's my birthday.
Yay! Happy birthday!
We did it. You leveled up.
Today, the day of this recording, and also the day that this episode comes out, is my birthday.
But you said what?
Today, the day that we're recording, and also the day that this episode will eventually come out.
So
and then
you're saying it's a year from now that this episode will come out?
And then whenever someone actually gets around to listening to this episode, because a lot of people don't get to listen like day of release, especially lately because we just had a whole thing with our episodes not making it out to podcatchers that recently got fixed and it's broken again, that I need to send a support ticket again. Anyway, yeah, whenever you listen to it, that's my birthday. Just go ahead and pop on in the Discord and tell me a happy birthday. You should put a GIF in.
Whoever edits this episode
stuff is like time travel.
All right, so when we're editing this episode, if we're working on it over a course of multiple days, is each of those days also your birthday?
Yeah.
Yes. That's how recordings work.
Yeah.
So the wife and I went out to one of our favorite brunch places, and I got hot honey chicken and waffles.
Ooh, that sounds
really
fabulous.
Really good. And I have leftovers for later, so looking
but they
forward
won't
to
be
that.
hot.
That's a good birthday. I mean, cold chicken is also good.
It really is.
Now you think of cold turkey.
No, that's bad.
You quit things cold
Everyone
turkey.
agrees that one's bad.
That's why you quit them.
But yeah, that's my good thing this week, is that whenever anyone experiences this episode in any capacity, it's my birthday.
Yeah, and if they're
Even
not
right
experiencing the episode, then it's your unbirthday. So you still get to celebrate.
I sure do. But more importantly, it's my birthday forever. And even if someone just tells you about this episode, that's my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So get him a
Think
present.
about this episode. It's my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's my good thing. Tori, what's up with you?
Oh, my good thing this week is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Yes, I know this is the third time I've used it as my good thing, but I have.
Oh, I'm sorry. I need to change mine. Dungeon Crawler Carl.
So I beat the story, and now I've gone back, and I didn't do New Game Plus. I just went back to a previous save file. Let me explain. So, two-pronged good thing. The other good thing is that I went to the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Symphony while it was touring. It came through a city not very close, but not too far away from me. So a friend and I road tripped. It was a 6-hour car ride, but still, got to see the symphony, and it was grand. But I wanted to finish the story before the symphony because they play scenes from the game on the giant screen behind the orchestra, and I was like worried about spoilers. There weren't any spoilers. There was one. They showed scenes from a fight I hadn't got to yet, but because I played the original, I knew that that fight was happening. So, yeah, not much of a spoiler there. Yeah, I didn't finish the story before I went to the symphony, because the ending chapters are very, very long. Like you get all the way through chapter 12 of 14, And that's when they open up the world and they're like, there's new quests available and there's new mini games available. And that's when it's open world time and you can just go and do all of the things. And I was like, nope, I'm going straight into chapter 13, which is the point of no return, where they lock you into the final dungeon and you have no choice but to do nothing but that. And I was like, we're doing it. We're getting this done before the symphony happens. And yeah, I had to stop in the middle of chapter 13 out of 14 chapters because that chapter was so long. But I felt like
I agree that it's really frustrating to be stopped in the middle of a chapter, especially when you're about to do something that references that chapter.
So anyway, went to the symphony and it was great. And then I came home and the next day, because I took the day off the day after a road trip, life hack, y'all. If you have the opportunity to take a weekend road trip, take the Monday off after.
Same goes for conventions.
Yeah. It's a game changer. Anyway, so that Monday I was like, all right, we're beating this game, y'all. We're beating it. And it took me another 3 hours to get through the rest of that chapter, which I repeat is a single dungeon. It just kept going. But I made it, and chapter 14 is only the final boss that is actually 2 bosses and has multiple forms. They, like, when you beat the boss and then, oh no, he changes forms and you have to beat the boss again. That happened like 8 times. I'm not exaggerating. It was a lot of times. So many fights in this final boss fight. So that took me a further 3 hours. And part of that was that I kept having to like tweak my team and try again. Anyway, I beat the story. And I have feelings and opinions. If you also have played this game and know what I'm talking about, do please join the Tori Talk channel and talk with me about this. I need someone to discuss this with besides my therapist. My therapist, the day after I beat this game, was like, who is this Cloud person and how did he hurt you? Because I had to go in and like unload. But it's a lot. It was so good. And I am so looking forward to part 3. And I really hope that Square Enix, if you're listening, I really hope you get part 3 out in time for the 30th anniversary of the original game, which is 2027. So please don't let me down. I need this sooner rather than later. It was good. Y'all, I don't know what else to say without spoiling it.
All right. Chapter 12, which has all the side quests and side content that you didn't touch yet. Do you think that's going to have enough going on to last you until probably
it is going to last
reunion?
me a long time. Oh, that's what I was saying before I got sidetracked. Yeah, so I did not take my completed game save file and do New Game Plus. I went back to chapter 12 when I gave up on the side quest and started bum rushing the story. I went back to that. Actually went back to chapter 11, but that's neither here nor there. I went back to a previous save file and just started doing it from there. So there is so much going on. There are so many mini games in this game. Like, if I worked on mastering one a day, I think it would take me like 4 months. There's so much. There's so much.
So my takeaway here is that they ported Sabin over from FF6, and he's integral to continuing the story.
I mean, there are some of these mini games where you have to enter button combinations in sequence in order to get things to happen. So yeah, that tracks. Yeah, there's a mini game where you have to chase Moogles around. There's a mini game. I mean, Chocobo racing is obviously a thing. There's a mini game where you're all turned into toads like a la the spell in the Final Fantasy series, Toad.
I'm the best.
Yeah, now there's a place where uh, there's some Shinra toxic waste, like from the reactor, that if you get too close to it, you turn into a toad. And so the kids that live in that village have just started going there to play. Like that's their place where they play, and they have invented a game where you're a toad and you have to dodge these obstacles, and that's what they do for fun. And they're like, "Hey, do you want to play our game?" And that's one of the mini games, and I love it. Because the voice actors are in there saying ribbit, ribbit, ribbit in their voices, and it has subtitles that tell you what they're actually saying, but what the words that you are hearing is ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. It's so fun. I am having so much fun, and I'm still having fun. So go play it if you haven't.
So it's not my good thing, but I did go to a video game music symphony also, and I won't talk about most of it, but the very ending song, the encore, which was not in the playbill of like what they were supposed to be playing, was One Winged Angel. So like I went into it being like, this song is really familiar. Where do I know this from? and then it like kicked into the proper part, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay.
Was it
I didn't
Video
expect
Games
this at all.
Live that you went to? Because I went to Video
No.
Games Live like 3 times, and yeah, One Winged Angel is their encore.
I don't think it's that.
I mean, you would know if it was because they say the name like all throughout the.
Heroes, a video game symphony.
Okay.
And that was basically, they played music from the games, or from like each game series, while also up on the projector screen they would show some video from that, usually cutscenes or a little gameplay sometimes. Functionally, I sat through a 2.5-hour ad for various video game franchises.
No.
It was a really
Yep.
nice ad. I enjoyed it, but yeah, that's what it was.
My favorite part of the symphony for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was Cosmo Canyon, which if you've played the game, you know that this song is it's got a very prominent beat, a very like staccato rhythm. Watching an orchestra play that live, it looked like they were dancing. Like the conductor was up there like literally stomping his feet as he was conducting. He looked like he was doing a dance. It was I didn't even watch the screen while they were playing that one. I was too busy watching them play. That was the best song.
I remember before an episode recording one time, you and I were in the voice call early, and we were singing Cosmo Canyon.
Yes!
So my good thing this week is, again, Yoko Shimomura, Square Enix, when you eventually get around to listening to this episode. First of all, it's Mike's birthday. So get him a free copy of Final Fantasy VII Remake 3, an advanced copy, beta version. For his birthday, and also give Yoko Shimomura more money. She deserves it. I don't know how much you're paying her, but it's not enough. I don't know if she's working on anything for you right now, but
and if she's not, she should be.
Yes. I only recently realized she composed 15, and so I was like, I actually just really want to play 15 now because Yoko Shimomura composed it.
I knew going into 15 that she composed it. She did she like live streamed a concert.
Really?
The week before the game came out.
I think it's funny. Don't tell Nobuo Uematsu this, but I think it's funny how she wrote the best versions of Battle 2 from FF4 and the Chocobo theme.
Yeah. I won't tell him.
I think we have gooded enough stuff. Now let's Dave some chapters.
That's usually about the time Craig takes off, right?
That's enough good things. Let's do chapters now.
Yeah. Speaking of the long chapters of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, we have some hecka long chapters here from Wind and Truth by Brandon and Sanderson. No, just one. Just the one Brandon Sanderson, not Brandon and Sanderson.
Although we do encourage you to go seek out the works of Sandra Branderson, who recently released a book titled Words of Radiance.
When Mike says
That is-
we, he means he. He does not
Yeah, I
speak
was
for
gonna
me.
say I do
in
not.
Enneagram.
I do
Mike,
not recommend this.
as a general rule, Mike never speaks for me.
We as a
the
combined
royal
entity,
we.
as the entire podcast and everyone attached to it,
Nope.
encourages
not
you to
that.
seek this out.
I must put my foot down. It's down. Yeah, chapter 21 of this book by the one. I can't say he's the only Brandon Sanderson. It's likely there are more, but the one Brandon Sanderson.
He's got the name you wouldn't want to use for a character in a book. So when you're naming a character in like a book or a movie or whatever, what you want is either a name that thousands of people have or no one has. If it's like a few dozen people, then you're running into some legal difficulties.
Yeah. Incomplete Truths is chapter 21. Narek 4. Okay. Darcy, I should also add that we had 2 weeks off before this recording. So I started my reading. What difference would it make? I don't remember nothing. All right. Darcira's Psychic Paper. Taldanian Sandpaper. Sketchy People. When did they do in the... Oh my gosh.
When did they do
When?
in the...
SOH? Okay.
I don't know what you're going for there.
The Ghost Bloods might be the most dangerous organization on the planet.
Hmm.
Darcira knows logic can be creative. Cryptics are just fractal doggos after all. It's been 2 weeks since I started this chapter. So I guess I didn't even finish the first
You didn't
scene.
need an explanation. you had it in bullet point
I
form.
didn't even need. That's just. I didn't even finish the first scene. I was like, oh, we're on vacation. All right, I threw my Kindle out the window. I had to buy a new one, but fortunately, I saved the $10 on the book because I was able to log into my account. Time to move sand. I guess like an hourglass. I guess. They have this sand. They have this white sand that turns into white sand, black sand.
Yes,
if it detects magic. I'm sorry,
All right.
investiture.
Tori, do you want to read from the Coppermine page, or do you want me to read from the Coppermine page?
Mind you, this is just the first scene of chapter 21.
I'm going to try to guess what he's saying, and then you can read the Coppermine to us. All right.
Okay.
So we've got Shalon and her cronies, except for the ones that she left in the cognitive realm, are staking out the Ghost Bloods are about to have a meeting. And so Darcira's psychic paper is like she's got a paper and she's done a light weaving on it to be like, ta-da, we legit.
Yeah, like Doctor Who.
Yeah. Taldanian sandpaper. I don't remember paper being involved, but they do have Taldanian sand, which if you get too close to it with a light weaving on, then the sand changes color, and so then they're onto you. So the sketchy people are, they have the sketches of known ghost bloods, and they're comparing the people that they see walking by to the sketches that they have in order to figure out if they're in the right place for the ghost blood secret meeting. When did they do in the SOH? I do not know what that bullet point means. And neither does Dave, so all right.
Wouldn't it be wild if I knew what it meant?
Slap of hand. Sleight of hand? Yeah, maybe they did a sleight of hand check.
Anyway, I don't know why cryptics are fractal doggos, but I would like to know because that sounds fun.
I mean, that's just a truth of the universe. Have you not been reading these books? The cryptics are like, that is their whole personality is, they're basically golden retrievers with symbol heads. Oh, how terrifying would that be?
I mean,
And
that's what we called Pattern before we knew his name. That's what I called Pattern before I
No,
knew
I'm
his
talking
name.
about like just a golden retriever, but you replace its head with the cryptic symbol head.
it
That
would
would be
be less
horrifying.
cute.
Yeah.
It'd be much less cute.
It would be less
But-
cute than having a human body? Or it would be less
Imagine
cute
that-
than a regular golden retriever with a cute face.
That
Okay,
But
imagine a symbol-headed golden retriever getting the zoomies and sprinting toward
mean,
you.
Roshar is a planet where they don't have dogs, so they have like weird lobster crabs that do that. So I think they would adjust.
I mean,
Would
yeah,
we here on Earth adjust? No.
that does sound a little cuter than axe hounds. I'll give you that.
So
All
yeah,
right.
that's a scene. Now Mike is going to tell us what actually happened.
Tori pretty well nailed it.
Yay! All right.
Hey,
So
I did it. I wrote
Shallan
good
and
notes.
diminished crew go to Narak 4 through the Oath Gate because I guess they can't get straight into
Shattered Plains.
Erithiru. Yeah.
What the-
Darcira's
Well,
psychic
no,
paper.
the secret meeting was outside of Yurthiru because there was too much.
No, it was on the Shattered Plains.
Yeah.
But yeah. Darcira's psychic paper was exactly what you described. It let them get to the plateau that the secret meeting is on. And then Shallan and crew pretend to be like fixing
Crim
a street.
scrapers. Yeah.
So they like block an area off so people can't overhear them. They have the sketches of the people they're looking for. Once they find the right building by following people, they keep an eye on it and they spot a bunch of people they had no idea were associated with the Ghost Bloods. So they've got brand new intel, which is great. And then when did they do in the SOH? Earlier.
Oh.
Please explain.
I feel like I explained that completely. I have no idea what that means.
Okay, good.
Oh, so fun story. I had no idea what chapters we were doing, so I asked in our chat, and the answer came a little bit later than was helpful for me to actually get through all the chapters. I got partway through chapter 21, which is a very long chapter. So yeah, we're doing this mostly by the Coppermind.
Okay.
It's been 2 weeks since I started this chapter. Yeah, so Shallan and crew have been like working on this creme scraping street fixing thing for about 2 weeks, sitting
Yeah.
outside this meeting.
That's right.
It's a really long meeting. And then time to move sand. Well, that's just how hourglasses work, man.
Yeah, but how does the sand get inside the hourglass? Did you ever think about that?
No.
Neither have I, but now I'm starting to
Gonna
wonder.
think about it now, yeah.
Would they just not put it in there before they finish building it?
But see, glass is made out of sand, right?
Yeah.
So how do they know? How does the sand know whether or not it's supposed to be part of the glass or part of the sand?
Well, how does your ice know whether to be water or ice in your glass?
They come from separate places. The ice comes from the freezer. The water comes from a pitcher that I keep on a counter because I don't put ice in my water. I like it room temperature. So actually, to answer your question, there is no ice in my water.
Okay.
So there is no sand in your hourglass. All right. I got it.
Yeah, he just guesses.
Just guess. Oh man, we're gonna
The
have
lazy
some.
sand becomes the glass, says listener Anth in the chat.
Oh, like it didn't
That-
move out of the furnace fast enough or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Okay.
like something a
That's-
wise old hermit on a mountaintop would say.
Airsick lowlander. What they would say.
Also, we don't have any proof that listener Anth is not a wise old hermit on a mountaintop.
I mean, I have met him in person, and he was not on a mountaintop when I did so.
but
I can't speak to any of the rest of it.
yeah.
He may get mad at me for not refuting the old part.
I
Anyway,
mean, you
next.
also are old now because it's your birthday.
I sure am. This one, the one right now, I'm turning 42, but you have no idea how many birthdays I'm going to have between now and the next, and when someone listens to this, I could be 1,000 by then.
You could.
So
Hey,
next,
it's a good way to
section-
remember your age. Just look at the listen count on the podcast.
I do look at the listen count on the podcast.
Or hang on, if it's your birthday forever, because that's how recording works, aren't you now 42 forever?
No, because each new birthday would be another year older.
I see. I don't think that's how it works.
I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
We'll find out.
Neither of us is a
Alright.
scientist, though, so
Chapter
I guess we'll never know.
21. Dreamy Sigzel. Vienta. I love a coffee. Thanks. I I didn't think it was that funny, but Tori begs to differ.
It's funny because I've been thinking that every time I read the name.
Really? Okay. I bet Sigzel dies in this book. Shard Pen. Bridge crew of Theseus. Time to lead, Sig. Where's Poochie, Gancho? I'll take this one. Sigzel viewpoint. He's like, I'm the boss now. I can't be the boss. And his friend's like, you can be the boss. Vienta is the name of the one above tall and below grande.
I
Wait.
hate those naming schemes. I hate them so much.
They all mean big. Anyways, this, you'll note, is not auxiliary. This is a high spren. And
No.
not a
Auxiliary
high
is the high
spren.
spren.
I meant that she likes flying. Then they're up in a tower, so she's literally high up in the air and a spren.
Yep, that's what you meant.
She's an honor spren, actually. Sorry.
Yes.
Shard pen. So shard fork to eat pancakes. I think still takes the cake from me, but the shard pen's pretty good.
Yep. And that's one of the other radiants in Sigzel's chain of command has a shard pen.
So if they swap out all the members of Bridge 4 and replace them with new members, such that all of the original parts of Bridge 4 are no longer in Bridge 4, is it still Bridge 4? Theseus?
Yes, because that's how naming things works. Like, is it still Target if all the employees have changed and there's new employees? Yeah, it's still Target.
Although, on the note of Ship of Theseus, interestingly, on Roshar, or I guess not even Roshar, in the Cosmere, yes, it is the same ship, because it probably has the same identity in the cognitive realm. I feel like we've talked about this before.
That feels like a Craig thing, so probably.
All right, so it's time for Sig to lead, and they're looking for the mink, and he gave him this link. Where'd he go?
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 21, again. Night Watcher room with a fake sun in it. Sprenstery. Awesome. Yasna can see Shadesmart chicken, maybe? That would be a useful ability for Simon Belmont.
Mm.
Or does he already have that ability? Can Simon Belmont look through walls and see chicken in the cognitive realm? Is that how he knows where to whip?
I don't think so. I think he just whips walls and sometimes chickens pop out.
Okay. Fruit. Parts of gods riding around in people's earrings, eh? I suppose Yasna thinks Wit is likely talking about ivory. I'd say odds are 1 in 80.
But bum.
I actually stopped reading to take out the recycling so that I could think of that joke.
Well worth your time. It was a wonderful pun.
Cultivation has had Dalinar on this path for years. Is Wit saying that spirit webs have something to do with the spiritual realm? Dale Honor, Da'analar, Deity Alinar, Anlinar, Dalinarium, Dalin Aruna. Crap. Should have practiced this before.
Dalinaruminum.
Dalin Aruminum, or Dalin Aruminium for our mates across the pond. There we go. We got there.
So we're trying to come up with the name of the god metal for Dalinar.
Well, the first 5 are just him,
yeah,
and
first
the last 3, yeah.
First, it's like his name, a la Terravodium.
Yeah. So, Dalin Aruminum, I think is pretty good. I wish I had rehearsed that before the recording. One of these days, I'll look at my notes beforehand, so I'll know something coming in. I literally wrote that yesterday, though, so I didn't.
Dave,
I thought I'd remember.
I can promise you one thing, which is that if I edit this episode, I'm not cutting a single word of that. You're getting the whole thing.
Gavilar wanted to be a herald. His brother just had to one-up him, didn't he? The spiritual realm may contain a well of energy that Downer can use to ascend to Honor's position, just like in that popular book. The veil is lifted, and the chicken turned out to be Diano. Veil isn't even in this scene. But Lift is. We can win her desk before the deadline. Yay! Yasna doesn't like this idea, but it'll probably impress the Pool of Oblivion or whatever in the spiritual realm that Dalinar has to go to try to take on the shard, right? He'll be like, oh, you kept your promise to the mink. That I'm sold. You can eat me now. Or I guess drink, because it's a well. Please porridge got to taste like meat. Lift is a small Kirby that only poops seeds out of her mouth. Actually, Yoshi does that. And he also eats a lot. Maybe Lift is just Yoshi. Will deifying Dalinar kill Stormfather? What if Dalinar dies first, then ascends? And also remind me, is the Beyond is separate from the spiritual realm, right? There's different things?
Probably.
Yes.
Interesting. All right. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, well, so hold on. Back to the Beyond is separate from the spiritual realm. I don't want to be certain about this because we know so little about the Beyond. It could just be part of the spiritual realm.
Oh.
It could be part of the cognitive realm. It could be part of the physical realm. We don't know. It's probably not any of that. But we know so little that I don't want to say things certainly. But we do have a Night Watcher room with a fake sun in it. Yeah, so we start out this section in a fancy room with a lot of vines, and there's a fake sun shining down, and it's super bright, and it annoys Dalinar, who asks Navani to ask the sibling to chill a little bit with the room, and Navani's response is something to the tune of, I don't remember the exact words, the sibling would prefer not to. And then the sibling chimes up from the vents. Yeah, this room is for the Night Watcher, my sister.
In case she ever comes to visit. She never has, but in case she does.
So, if her name's the Night Watcher, why is there a big sun in the room? Maybe that's why she won't come home.
Like, She decided at some point in the past that she's goth now and the family won't respect her gothness. Like, she just wants to wear black and dwell in darkness, and they keep thinking that she likes pink and princesses because she went through a phase when she was like 4 years old and they've never let her live it down.
It's like when you're
Exactly.
a TV character and you move out of your parents' house and they keep your room exactly how it was when you moved out,
Yeah,
and you come
nothing
back
ever
for a
changes.
holiday and it's exactly the same, even though you've become a completely different person through writing and sometimes slanderization. I mention this specifically as TV because I've seen it on TV a bunch of times. I've never heard of this happening in real life to a real person. Anyway, Sprenstery. Let's see
Mm-hmm.
what the Coppermind has to say about that.
I'm assuming this is a pun on history and spren.
Yeah, it's the story of the
Uh,
Spren,
Okay,
not of
so
the
yeah,
Hiss.
apparently, so we're past the point where I was able to get to. I basically just started this scene, and I'm like, this has to be near the end of the chapter. And then I looked at the Coppermind, and no, it isn't.
You had
So
3
yeah,
weeks to catch up.
well, I've read this before. I just wanted to reread it before the episode, but I didn't know what chapters to do.
I would just
Well,
like to reiterate that the diagram is available. It's one of the pinned posts on the Links to Stuff channel.
okay, but that doesn't help me if I don't remember what episode we're on and what chapters we've done already. Like, I know what chapters are in each episode, or supposed to be, but that doesn't help me if I don't know what episode we're on.
And
Yes,
it
but your
doesn't help
diagram has
me.
the dates on there.
It doesn't help me because I don't know how to get to our Discord server.
Oh, well, I don't know this. Someone else will have to verify this independently, but I
Okay,
hear that if you go to patreon.com/cosmerecast,
and
there's a
for
link.
my birthday only, all you have to do is pledge $1 a month to join the Discord. You can do more if you want to, but $1 a
That
month
is
to join the Discord lets you listen in live as we record these, and you can see what we see, which is videos. We have cameras on us. Dave has his notes up, so you can see exactly how stuff is misspelled. Uh, Dave just headbutted his camera.
yeah.
You said we were supposed to have cameras on us.
Oh, okay. You can see Dave do visual puns, or attempt to. You can watch Dave get bored of whatever someone else is saying and start fidgeting. He's got several things for that, little toys on his desk. You can see how Tori is all dressed up and pretty today.
Oh, thanks.
And then you can see me for my birthday. Happy birthday, me.
Happy birthday, Mike.
What up? Happy B-Day, B.
But if you don't want to
Also,
watch us recording live or listen to us recording live or read Dave's notes as we're recording live, you don't pay us anything and you can still get to the Discord.
or you could pay us and just not join us live.
And if you live in the UK, we start at midnight. So if you like to go to bed at midnight, great place to pop in and be asleep. Did
And you
Nailed it,
can hear
Dave.
how articulate we are and witty.
Hey, I'm a jack of all trades. I know a little of everything and a lot of nothing.
Okay, Sprenstery. Yeah, the sibling tells the story of basically the sibling and the Night Watcher and a little bit of the Stormfather, but we already know a bunch about the Stormfather, so this isn't super enlightening about
Do
him.
we? I think that after the next two chapters, that statement's gonna come under scrutiny.
All right, so the next bullet point is awesome, which I have to assume refers to Lift.
Yeah.
So Lift is here doing
Lift
something.
is here.
I don't know what.
Yeah. She's learning how
Yasna.
to break her shoulders.
Is this the bit? Yeah, I was going to say, is this the bit? Because remember in the previous scene, the mink was not in the room with them. They were like, wait, wasn't the mink here? And he had already escaped. because that's the thing that he does. This is where he escaped to. He's hanging out with Lift, and he's like, "So if you dislocate the shoulder," and she's like, "Oh."
Well, she also has access to Lifelight, which means that she can dislocate her shoulder, pop it back in, burn a little light, and she's fine.
Yeah.
I just love the idea of her learning all the mischief from the
Yeah.
masters.
Like
It's pretty good.
it's not a week plus of pain for her to dislocate a shoulder.
Initially, Yasna comes in and she sees Lift through the spiritual realm, and she's like, and I see someone else. I thought that this was going to be her Firstian Aviar?
Mm-hmm.
Avalary. Her Avalary companion?
Her chicken.
Her chicken. Which is what brought us to Simon Belmont.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then fruit, I have to assume that since you're talking about food and that Lift is already established to be in this scene, that Lift is stealing fruit.
Yeah, but we don't find out till the end of the scene. Wit comes in. He's like, "Oh, sorry, I'm late. Had to grab a snack." But he got snacks for the whole class, so it's okay. But then Lift ate them all.
And then Wit makes reference to gods and earrings, which you called as being a chance of 1 in 80.
Yeah. So at the beginning of this scene, it's from Yasna's perspective, and she talks about Ivory like hanging out, like sitting. I guess sitting on her
so,
earring like a tire swing or something.
Yeah, in the same way that Pattern rides around on Shalon's skirts as the Pattern, Ivory shrinks down and sits on Yasna's earring.
Right.
And that's just
But I
how
think
we ride around.
Decent chance Wit was talking about a different earring.
So are her earrings like hoop earrings, or is this like a stud situation and Ivory's just like hanging on?
They're definitely not studs. I don't know if they're hoops, but Yasna is described as having all the hangy dangly, like really fancy. I'm picturing her with like the chunkiest earrings.
So like a chandelier is attached to her ear, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh,
Well, you haven't seen earrings like that? I've seen earrings like that.
more fun
But
than swing
remember,
from a
like,
chandelier.
canonically, she also does like the hair spikes with the dangly ornaments on them. So this woman jangles when she walks.
So she's got a Lulu thing going on?
Yes.
Okay.
I got a Lulu. This isn't the Lulu you're talking about, but I have
Yeah.
a.
No.
Okay.
It's
What's
a cute
that
little
from?
thing. What is it?
This is Lulu from League of Legends.
Aha.
Okay. That would be why I don't recognize it.
What a cute little thing.
And she
Cultivation
says
has had Dalinar on
Adorabus
this
and
path
turns
for
people
years.
into stuff like this.
Yeah, so Cultivation has had her little thorns in Dalinar for quite a while now, poking and prodding him to get him on this path by him going to the Night Watcher once and her poking at his memories.
She seems really schemy.
She interacted once.
Like, she
except-
seems to have planned out a lot of stuff.
I think we just had a whole conversation with her and Dalinar and Navani, didn't we? In
Just,
the last set of
Like a
chapters?
previous. Mm-hmm.
I think it was just Dalinar and Cultivation. But we've already
no
known.
Navani? Okay.
I don't think so. But we've already
Navani
known.
should have been part of that conversation.
Like, Cultivation basically set up Taravangium, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Is
Well,
Wit
we
saying
know
that
We know from previous events, I don't remember if it was in this book or a different book, when they mentioned that Cultivation probably has the best future sight.
among the best future sight? Definitely the best future sight between Honor and Odium.
in the Roshar system.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember where that was said, but it was said. That happened.
I mean,
How is she fair against preservation or autonomy?
hard to say, but cultivation as like a concept is way more far-reaching than either honor or, let's say, passion, for simplicity's sake, because passion is all about right now.
And honor is
can look
right
a little
about.
bit ahead, but
I think actually that's interesting. Honor is kind of looking at the past and upholding what you've agreed to in the past.
Yeah,
So they would actually kind of have like a past, present, future sort of deal.
sure. In any case, cultivation is by far the best at that.
Um,
Uh,
you just reminded me of a quote, and I can't find the quote, but so E.B. White, who wrote Charlotte's Web and other beloved children's books, his wife was also a writer and was famous for a book about gardening. Like she was very into gardening, always had a garden, and he wrote an essay after she died about how she was still out there in the weeks before her death working on her garden, planting seeds that she was never going to get to see. And sorry, the cultivation being forward thinking made me think of that. If I can find it, I will link it. It was very moving, but yeah, Onward and Upward in the Garden was the book that she wrote. Catherine White was her name.
so ambition probably had the best future sight, right? Like
Mm.
that is entirely forward thinking,
The
right?
one that's dead?
Yeah,
And it's like in a million little diamond dust particles on Threnody.
You should have
and
seen
like
that coming.
Right?
full blown broke an entire star system. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Is Wit saying that spirit webs have something to do with the spiritual realm? Of course not, Dave. Have you
Ah.
met Wit? He doesn't say things straight out.
Mm-mm.
Ever.
Ah.
Was he implying it in a roundabout, maybe sort of way?
I mean, he
Who could
could be,
say?
but he implies all sorts of
Who
things,
could
and it's
say?
hard to tell until well after he says it.
Well of Ascension after he says it.
I mean, usually it takes to the entire end of the book before you realize that what he was talking about earlier in the book is relevant.
He always gets the last word in the Roshar books, though.
Indeed, he does. All right, Dal. I'm not reading all of those,
Okay, next.
but Dalinar Uminium is wonderful. I really enjoyed that one.
Dallin aluminum. I'm from the United States of America. We say Dallin aluminum.
I really like the aluminium pronunciation. I want to adapt that to my everyday life. If only in my everyday life I mentioned aluminium at all, this would be a viable plan.
Yeah, I mean, it's just easier to say tinfoil, even though we know it's technically wrong.
Right. Gavilar wanted to be a herald. His brother just had to one up him, didn't he? Yeah, Dalinar's like, hey, I can't figure out a good way to get through this whole contest of champions coming up. What if I was God? Can we
Yeah.
make that happen? Can I be God?
And Stormfather's all like, "Ugh, your brother didn't try to do that."
Close.
Well, at this point, I think Dalinar still likes Gavilar. Like, I don't know that Navani has really opened up to him about how crappy his brother was.
That is correct.
So,
Does she do that later?
so the Stormfather being like, "Hey, your brother tried to do this," is just telling Dalinar, like, "Yay, I'm being more like my brother."
That's kind of funny. Stormfather's probably lying anyway. Well, Sprint
So,
can't lie. Oh, I have something to say about that, though. I have a theory. But
the
I think.
spiritual realm may contain a well of energy that Dalinar can use to ascend to Honor's position, just like in that popular book, The Bus That Couldn't Slow Down.
Yo, get this. Great idea. I think this would be a really clever twist on the story. Dalinar gets to the Well of Ascension, and he's about to take the power for himself, but then he decides to release it, thus eliminating Odium's prison, and Odium's free to go run amok. I came up with that on my own brain time.
Hey, Tori, didn't we learn something about the word amok recently?
That it could be spelled two different ways.
And that the, like, the proper spelling has changed and did so sometime in the late 1940s, early 1950s.
And then
Mhm,
again when
mhm.
Pokemon came out, it was A space capital M U K.
Well, now it's AMOK, except I know it as AMUCK because of the cartoon that was pretty foundational for me, Duck Amuck.
Yeah. The Looney Tunes one.
I mean, it's kind of like how Shakespeare's works were effectively like early dictionaries and codified the spellings of things in the English language. Looney Tunes has solidified the spelling of amuck for me.
Yeah, and from a linguistic perspective, that's totally valid.
It makes more
That's how
sense.
language works.
I don't even think I connected the word amuck with the word muck before now.
The veil is lifted, and the chicken turned out to be Dieno. Uh, no, I don't think we find Vale's chicken here. I don't know what that's talking about. Wait, Dieno
No,
is the mink, isn't he?
yeah, that's the make. I
Okay.
thought that Yasna had seen the chicken in the cognitive realm because
But
she's
she
just like,
didn't.
Lift is here and someone else is here.
She saw the mink,
Yeah, different
who was
animal.
not wearing,
Pants.
was either not
He was
wearing
wearing
handcuffs
pants.
and previously was, or is wearing handcuffs and previously wasn't. There's a change in handcuff from the last time we saw him.
Maybe he dislocated his wrist to slip out.
I bet he does that a lot, actually. I bet he's got his thumb trained to dislocate pretty easily because funny thing, once you've dislocated a joint, it's actually really easy to do it again. And if you do it enough, um, your tendons actually loosen up so that it's not that painful. It still sucks, but it's not that painful. I bet he's the kind of guy who trained his thumb to do that. We can win her Daz before the deadline. Yay! Yeah, the mink is like, hey, remember that time you promised me that I could go save her Daz? Well, this is now. We got a ticking clock, so I'm doing that. I need your help. Yasna doesn't like this idea, but it'd probably impress the pool of oblivion or whatever in the spiritual realm. Yasna doesn't like a lot of ideas unless they come from her. She's very Dalinar like in that respect.
Hmm.
Like she wants to be right, and she wants the rightness to come from her brain and no one else's. Tori, you're looking like you want to say something, but you're not saying anything.
No, you are correct.
Okay.
That reminds me of something. I think from a Stormlight book where it was a conversation between Dalinar and Taravangian, but now I can't even remember which one was accusing the other one. I think it was
Uh,
actually somebody accusing Taravangian of wanting to be the hero and be the one that saves everybody.
this is an accurate character flaw for several characters in this book and this book series, in fact.
Kaladin.
Yep. No one's allowed to be right but Kaladin. That is definitely the core of his personal philosophy that we really get to see expanded on in this book. Please, porridge got to taste like meat.
Yeah. That's what that lift is like. Hey, when you become a god, can you swap porridge and meat so they taste like each other? Because like porridge, because like meat is like ooey gooey insides of stuff, so it should taste like porridge. And porridge, I want to taste like meat for some reason. It made sense at the time, I think.
I mean, it'd be really nice if like the cheapest, most plentiful available food tasted really, really good, like meat does, instead
Mhm.
of really, really
Yeah.
bland, like porridge does.
Yeah.
It'd be even better if it was like also super nutritional, which it isn't. But like, if the stuff that's good for you was also the best tasting stuff, that would be phenomenal. Guys, I have an idea for rewriting existence.
Huh.
Lift is a small Kirby that only poops seeds out of her mouth.
Mm-hmm. Or a Yoshi, if you will.
Okay, that'll fly because there was a whole seed shooting power up that you got in Yoshi's Island,
Yeah, you eat a watermelon whole,
and you shoot seeds. Yeah,
and you spit the seeds out.
yeah. I don't know what this refers to in the chapter, but yeah,
She ate all
yeah,
the
that holds up.
fruit and spit the seeds out.
Oh, I thought there'd be more to that.
And
Will
she's
deifying
like, 10
Dalinar kill
points if you hit
Stormfather?
10 points if you hit Dalinar's tight butt. Patooey.
Mm.
I bet she got so many points. Meanwhile, Dalinar like doesn't notice and then goes to sit down, and there's seeds all over his butt. Who am I kidding? Dalinar doesn't sit down.
Oh, yeah.
Will deifying Dalinar kill Stormfather? What if Dalinar dies first, then ascends?
Yep.
Those are good questions.
Good. Actually, I actually figured out the rest of the book. Like, I have this all figured out.
Do tell.
Lay it on me, Book Daddy.
Basically what I just said. Like, Dalinar. So Dalinar couldn't become Odium without breaking his oath to Stormfather, right? So
You mean honor?
No, his bond with Stormfather. Sorry, he wouldn't be able to
No,
bond
no.
honor. Yeah, I'm sorry, he wouldn't be able to take on the Shard of Honor.
Okay.
Without breaking his bond with the Stormfather, which would kill Stormfather. So what Dalinar has to do is actually die so that he can break the bond between himself and Stormfather to protect Stormfather, and then go, after dying, go from the cognitive realm to the spiritual realm. And then the honor shard's going to be so impressed with the sacrifice that Dalinar made in order to keep his promise and his oath to Stormfather that the honor shard's going to be like, I'm yours, baby. Dude, am I a genius or am I secretly an idiot?
I think this is a wonderful theory. Let's see how it plays out, Cotton.
I think time will tell.
Okay.
Oh, in the
that's
3
my
weeks
first-
since we last recorded, I did finish the book, by the way.
Oh, so you know the answer to the question, am I a genius or secretly an idiot?
I've known that answer for a
Time
while,
will
Dave.
tell.
Okay.
And
we
would a
finally
secret idiot hold on? Would a secret idiot play the crossword every day and have a 360 some streak?
Well, probably because I look up the answers. Oops. Spoilers. Wait, how do I guess I actually have to finish today's to see my current streak count, but my streak started in February last year, so I'm coming very close to a full year. To answer your question, I can usually finish them. Maybe once a week I have to look up like an answer or two. So secretly no. We finished a chapter, you guys.
Dave E.
What's the next
Coyote,
chapter?
super genius.
The next chapter is chapter 22.
Oh my god, that was only one chapter?
That was only one chapter, and the epigraph of these bullet points says, how do I still have an hour of reading left? I feel like I've been on chapter 21 for weeks. That goes for the reading and the recording, by the way.
Yeah.
Chapter 22 is titled Looking for Ender, the Orson Scott Card character, who is famously the third option. This entire place is stupid. Or brave. Brave old world that has such plants in it. Is it weird that candles aren't more common east of the Misty Mountains? Oh good, Nightblood won't kill Seth. Yet. Seth does not deserve to be mentally healed. His words, not mine. Did Kaladin really only just nearly kill Seth, though? Seth knows an unmade. It started with a rock, but it wasn't a rock. It was a rock Kremling.
All right. Well, first off, I'm not going to clap into a microphone, but you deserve applause for that last bullet point. That was wonderful. Secondly, I've noticed a large section in parentheses
That you did not read out loud.
That's for
that
patrons only. I'm just kidding.
I would like to know more about. I haven't had a chance to read it all yet because I was following your bullet points. Do you want to read it out loud? Should I read it out loud? Should I read it silently?
I'll read it out loud. So this is I started this train of thought because Calvin was like, "Oh, candles are dangerous." Like, "Oh, they use candles to light things here. They're dangerous." And I say, I would think candles would be more common in the Alethian farther out lands, basically the non-Shin lands. Because they have a lot of wind and rain to put fires out. Plus, everything is made of stone, which wouldn't catch fire. I remember this one episode of the Flintstones where Fred and Barney joined the fire department because everything was made of rock and bedrock, so there wouldn't be fires. That way, they could just drink cactus juice and play Balatro all day. Do you think they had anything similar to modern poker cards, or is their deck comprised totally of stone cards? Would that be a viable strategy? Every card would be worth 50 points, which is nice, but you couldn't make any hands. You definitely need that joker that scores all the cards in your hand. So a baseline of 250 points would be good, but you need good mults from your jokers. Also, you couldn't add any other enhancements because that would remove the stone property. Mental note, ask Craig and Mike about this. Is it a mental note if I'm typing it out? I guess a note can be both mental and digital at the same time. Our brains are basically computers, right? Or maybe a digital note is more like tying a string around your finger.
Wow.
Okay. I believe you can upgrade stone cards with
Seals?
the seals,
Yeah.
and then also I think there is a type of upgrade that is like separate from the stone upgrade. So like stone upgrade is in like the lower tier of upgrades, and then there's a higher tier of upgrades that I think you can double up on, and then also the stickery things.
I'm going to copy
Seals.
this bullet point and make it my intro next week. All right.
I thought you were going to use the recording of me for your intro next week.
That's the surprise.
And also, what you really need there is just to get a lot of planet cards to upgrade high card.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that's your real scaling there.
Yeah, I was really disappointed when I found out you couldn't get pair with stones. Like pair, 3 of a kind, 5 of a kind, and what?
Okay, so candles. This is a really good point that I would like to talk about. Craig has also discussed this with you a few times. I guess amongst many other parts of this series, it hasn't really stuck yet. There's more oxygen concentration on this world than Cosmere standard.
Oh, that would make fire dangerous.
Yeah, fire acts
up to
weird.
explosive.
Yeah, fire acts weird, and it is dangerous. Like more so than normal fire, which is already on its own. A lot of fun, and B, produces some of the best YouTube videos on the planet when people try to splash gasoline or some other flammable liquid into an already burning fire. Please keep doing this, dumb people of Earth,
But not at
so
home.
that I can continue to be entertained.
No, Mike does not speak for me. I say don't try this at home.
Oh, the best? Okay, so my favorite thing the day after Thanksgiving, I don't do Black Friday stuff. You could not get me to a store on Black Friday with a gun to my head unless I had to work there, which has happened a few times. What I really love to do the day after Thanksgiving is look up videos of people screwing up trying to deep fry a turkey.
Huh?
Is this a whole genre?
Yes. Oh, it's fantastic. So there's 2 basic ways you can do this wrong. Way number 1 is not thawing your turkey all the way through. That turns into a bomb. Way number 2 is not measuring out your oil with the mass of the turkey included, or not mass, but the space of the turkey included, so that the oil overflows when you dump the turkey in. The oil that is now hot because you've heated the oil up before you put the turkey in, splashes, hits the fire, hits the open flame that is heating the oil, and that's also a bomb. It's wonderful. And then also kids falling off bikes. In any case, yeah, fire is weird on Roshar.
And they don't even have turkeys to make bombs out of.
No, they just have chickens.
Okay.
Um,
So, yeah, this is the first scene of chapter 22. Yep. Stupid grass, stupid leaves, stupid vines, stupid everything. Or is it brave? And then I made a Shakespeare reference. And I actually went to check out, I don't actually know anything about the Tempest, so I just kind of read the first paragraph of the wiki page. It sounds baller. I didn't even know it was a fantasy.
It's really good. Yeah.
I'm gonna
it
I
is.
actually want to maybe get an audiobook and listen to the Tempest.
So there is a great film version of The Tempest
Even better.
with Helen Mirren as instead of Prospero the wizard, it's Prospera. So they just did kind of a gender swap thing. But Helen Mirren can do no wrong. So
agreed.
yeah, highly recommend that version. Very good.
Prospera sounds like a shard.
And that's one of the beautiful things about Shakespeare is you know back then women couldn't be in the theater, so all of the female parts were played by men. So
They knew what they were doing.
yeah, so in modern times having a male part played by a woman, it totally tracks. It's fine.
I would even say they didn't need to change the name.
Agree with you there.
Anyway, so yeah, Seth and Kaladin are in Shinovar proper now.
And funny thing about Shinovar, there are no tempests. So that's why it's Brave Old World that has such plants in it.
Exactly. Also, all the plants are stupid. They don't move. They don't hide. They're dumb wall-staring grass. I wish I had like the full quote from back in Words of Radiance.
Hey, you
Or
guys think
was that the Way of Kings? Maybe.
you guys think they have the saying on Roshar? This is as boring as watching grass grow, or do you think they have like, oh, this is great. This is like watching grass grow.
Dude, watching plants on Roshar, not in Shinovar, do stuff would be phenomenal to us. To them, it's normal. So let me tell you a story. I think I've told it before. When Anth came to visit, at one point I saw him staring out a window for like a good 20, 30 minutes, may have been longer. He was watching squirrels play in my yard. And this was cool and exotic to him. Plus, watching squirrels play is dope. I can do that anyway, and I'm used to them. But this was like a brand new thing for him, and it was phenomenal watching him enjoy that. It was great.
You also have to contextualize. In Australia, when you see a squirrel, you like run and hide. When you see any kind of wild animal in Australia,
Right. I bet the squirrels there kill you.
yeah.
So I have almost the exact same story when I was an English teacher at a language school for foreigners. Um, I had a class full of Japanese students, and
the band Foreigner. Yes, I got you.
And one of the assignments was because I was teaching essay writing, and so it's like, all right, we're going to start with a very easy, like one paragraph essay about what you're enjoying about this country. And one of these Japanese students who was a former Yakuza member who was trying to turn his life around and had to come to America and learn English to get into college because he could not get into college in Japan.
If only he knew how great his life was as depicted in a tremendous series of video games.
He wrote and then he stood up and read to the class. I really enjoy squirrels. They are cute. They are fuzzy. I love watching them eat. and I was like, hang on, watching them eat? And he demonstrated for me, held his hands up in front of his face and pretended he was gnawing on an acorn. I was like, all right, carry on. And
I cast that guy as Aloysius.
He just went on and on about the squirrels. And so afterwards, when it was the question and answer portion, I was like, so you don't have squirrels in you're part of Japan? And he's like, no. And I said, what do you have there? And he thought about it for a minute, and then he says, wild boars. And I
Yeah,
was like,
watching
I
them
thought
play would
that
be
was
pretty
just
cool.
on Ranma 1/2. Like, I didn't know that was real.
Right.
Well, I know there's that one island that is just like chock-a-block full of deer. But yeah, I don't really know.
Squirrels aren't everywhere. And
I don't really know other Japanese wildlife, so yeah, I should fill that void.
living in a place where squirrels are everywhere, that's kind of mind-blowing that the squirrels are not everywhere. So
Yeah. I wish we could introduce squirrels to Australia and see if they have like a cane toad situation there,
no,
or
no,
if they're just good.
no.
You mean like in The Simpsons?
I mean, like in
From what
reality.
little I know of Australian wildlife, the last time something cute and fuzzy was introduced over there, it caused a lot of problems.
And let's not forget their infamous war with the emus.
Two wars with emus
Oh,
that
really?
they lost both of.
Ants, we're going to need you to weigh in on this, but it really sounds like Australians aren't good at wildlife.
Also, a prime minister that got just disappeared swimming in a very dangerous part of the ocean, and nobody cared.
Like, see, I thought Steve Irwin was indicative of the Australian people as a whole, but it sounds like he was a bit of an outlier.
I mean, you'll have like cool people and not cool people amongst any population.
Oh no.
For instance, from what I gather, yeah, don't bring stuff here, is what he says.
Right.
From what I gather, that prime minister was not beloved, so there's a reason nobody cared that he disappeared mysteriously, swimming in a really dangerous part of the ocean. That was like roped off and like signs up like "Don't swim here," and he did, and then he didn't anymore. All right, let's go back to bullet points.
Yeah, so we talked about the
good.
candles.
Nightblood won't kill Zeth. That guy yet. No, he sure won't. No, Nightblood has decided to be cool.
No, that was he said something like, "Oh yeah, and no offense to inanimate objects." And Nightblood's like, "Good, I won't kill you then." Haha, see, I'm learning how to joke.
Oh man, Nightblood. So Fred is also in this chapter, and she's pretty cute, but she doesn't say anything.
And she just hangs out. Sometimes she's like full size though, which takes some getting used to. I'm used to her being itty bitty.
Yep.
Zeth does not deserve to be mentally healed. His words, not mine. Yeah. This is pretty common in mental health spaces of, you know, people who feel that they aren't deserving of
redemption,
living a regular life and not having to deal with all these mental health issues. Super common thing, which Kaladin ignores, as he should. Did Kaladin really only just nearly kill Zeth, though? So, turns out, yes, he was saved just before death. Craig and I have been wrong about that. He is not a cognitive shadow. He's a real boy.
Why is his shadow trying to escape like Peter Pan?
That's just a side effect of him being so very close to actually full-blown dying and then being brought back.
But also need to point out that originally he did die. That was later changed in future editions of the book. So if you have the audio version from the day it came out, he still dies.
So what you're saying is Brandon's not above rewriting Well of Ascension to make the death of Zane make more sense.
Right.
Okay.
It could happen.
He just chooses not to do it.
Hope.
Out of spite for you specifically, Dave.
Well, I'm glad he listens to our podcast at least.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
Yeah. So Seth knows an unmade. It started with a rock, but it wasn't a rock. It was a rock. Kremling.
Do. I'm not gonna. I can sing the melody perfectly, but I don't want to get sued.
Aluminium roof. Rusted.
Isn't that Love Shack?
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't know the rest
It
of
would be,
the
it would be an
of Rock
appropriate
Lobster.
theme. It would be an appropriate theme song of this book.
It's okay. The only parts of Rock Lobster I know are when the guy says Rock Lobster like that. Like I don't remember the rest of the song.
But it
It
wasn't
may
a
be
rock.
all of the song.
Okay. Next scene. This week's chapters are way too.
Montage.
Yeah, you want to try that word, Dave?
Okay, yeah. Okay. Next scene. This week's chapters are way too Montagorious. Wit says Dalinar can take up the Odium Shard, but Wit is a liar. Fair. Stormfather says that it's impossible. Impossible in the way that Darth Vader being Luke's father is impossible. Excuse me, but Stormfather just straight up lied. Did we not have a recent discussion about whether or not Spren can lie? And I scrolled up. The answer is yes. And I copied my bullet point. Either Spren can lie or Gavilar misrepresented something literally true that Stormfather told him about the Heralds dying, blah, blah, whatever. Point is, we have seen Stormfather lie before, and we did try to kind of rationalize it before, but now it's like this is pretty lie-y, but we're gonna find out like 2 pages later that Stormfather straight up admits, yes, I can lie. So whatever.
Also, I feel like we've already gotten pretty well established that Spren can lie.
Yeah,
Right?
Spren can lie, but can Stormfather lie? And we have confirmed that yes, Stormfather can lie.
Okay. Do you have more to scroll down to, or?
Yeah. So how long ago did Shout and I get to Stormfather anyway?
Oh no,
See?
you didn't do the one above it.
Oh, Stormfather tries to explain to Dalinar that Unity changed its licensing model.
Didn't they unchange that also, like right away, because they got a lot of pushback on it?
If they did, then maybe Silksong will come out this year.
Ha 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 ha. Oh, Dave.
What?
I actually have a game for you that is Hollow Knight-y. It's called Nine Souls, SOLS. The number 9, SOLS.
Interesting.
Have you seen or heard anything about this?
I have not, but you
Okay,
just reminded me I want to finish Eternia Noctis.
Well, check it out. It looks really, really good and Hollow Knight-y.
Noted. I did see another Hollow Knight looking game. Yeah, send it my way.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm pretty sure Seatana has enlightened Stormfather. It possibly even happened before the prologue chapter. So how long ago was it, guys? When did Seatana get to Stormfather? I want answers.
You want the truth?
So you're saying Stormfather is enlightened now?
You
And
want the
has
truth?
been. As long as we've known him, he has been. Yeah. Yeah, Mike.
You can't handle the truth.
Yeah. Wait, maybe it's a hint. Anywho, yeah, that's a full on Dave theory. Stamp it right here. Stormfather is enlightened and has been for longer than we can probably guess. I'm waiting for Craig to chime in with why my theory can't be right.
I would
Craig's
also
not
love
here.
to hear that because that sounds really fun to listen to. All right. Any more? Yes, there's more.
Yeah, Dalinar needs an edge to win the contest. Perhaps an edge of the knighty blood type variety.
Oh man, Dalinar with Nightblood would work so well because he can open a perpendicularity, so he always has enough Stormlight to feed him.
Ooh.
I didn't even think about that. But I just kind of like, I mean, Taravantian used it to take out Raze. Why not Why can't Dalinar use it to take out Taravangian?
I mean, this is a good theory. I like this theory.
So it's not true.
Well,
You didn't finish the
Nightblood
book.
is in
Or you did finish
Shinovar.
it. Oh, if only Dalinar could open a perpendicularity and get to Shinovar.
That's not how perpendicularities work, especially
What?
not the ones that Dalinar opens.
He can go and then go through Shadesmar and then go out.
Okay, Dalinar's perpendicularity is basically a really big flashlight.
Of Stormlight?
Yeah.
Well, what if you tried to walk into the flashlight?
I don't recommend doing that.
Don't go into the lake. No, don't do that.
Okay. But yeah, I think Dalinar and Nightblood would make a great team. But
Actually,
Sylphrenna,
probably Dalinar would run into some issues with Nightblood of the like get queasy variety, or possibly of the try to murder everyone around him variety.
oh, he's already
He's
done
kinda,
that.
well, yeah, exactly. He's
He's
got
good at
that.
it.
He's got that dog in him.
No, that dog was thrown in a bubble and thrown at the bottom of the ocean, I think.
He's got that axe hound in him.
Okay, maybe the Heralds can help. Bro, Storm Daddy, you could have pitched this years ago. This is nonsense. We're like, oh, I don't want you to do this. Maybe the Heralds can help. Yeah, well, like, you could have said that if that were like a viable option. You had so much opportunity to say that.
Imagine if Dalinar knew that the Heralds were still around back in Way of Kings.
What was he doing back then? Shattered Plainsing?
Shattered Plainsing and Visioning.
Oh, yeah. Spren can lie. Stormfather, the Stormfather should be constant, like the winds of change. Although for real, saying that like I am the wind, I don't change, that actually makes sense on Roshar. It wouldn't make any sense on any other planet, but on Roshar, I'm pretty sure the wind always blows in the same direction.
Right up until the Everstorm shows up.
Oh snap! Do you think Do you think there's an Everstorm father?
Ooh.
Wait, hang on. This actually could be an alternate to the Shatterat touching Stormfather theory. And if there is an Everstorm father, maybe like this guy's it, or maybe that's who Gavilar. But no, this is definitely the same entity that talked to Gavilar and Dalinar. Anyway, I'm sticking with Shatterat. Okay, what makes? Oh.
Yeah, that's the one you're on.
What makes Dalinar think Wit wants people to enjoy his speeches? Face off. You know how you understand your radiant powers, Dalinar? Yeah, do stuff. Ready, set, no, let's get Navanyas. And yeah, that's it. Only 2 scenes in chapter 22.
Okay, Tori, take it away.
Hang on. I lost it. Sorry, my mind wandered for a minute there. Nope, Mike, take it away.
Wit says Dalinar can take up the Odium Shard, but Wit is a liar. Fair. Okay. So the basis for that is that Dalinar does indeed have a connection to Odium. Dalinar also has a connection to Honor. So theoretically, he could take up either one. But what will happen? Hard to say.
I think I
Actually,
probably
really
meant
easy
to. I think I probably meant to say honor shard there.
Well,
Oops.
either one actually does work. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what was in the chapter, but yeah,
I'm
either
gonna
one of those
say I
works.
probably meant honor because that was the topic at hand of the secret meeting.
And then
everybody knew
Stormfather
about.
lies like a lying liar who lies.
Mm-hmm. Like Obi-Wan can liar. Obi-Wan.
Yeah, that wasn't from a certain point of view, bro. That was just lying. You just lied to a child. who trusted you, which is also very fun to do. Like
and
Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, those are wonderful.
that's probably how Mark Hamill became the Joker, honestly. All the trauma from Obi-Wan lying to him.
My favorite lie to tell to children is there's this game, hide the dandelion stem. So you take a fluffy dandelion, you know, the kind that you blow on to make a wish. You take a fluffy dandelion and you take the top off and you say, okay, I'm going to hide this stem. Or no, I want you to take this stem. I want you to hide this stem. You keep the fluffy part. And you close your eyes and you tell the child to hide the stem. And then you open your eyes and you do like, okay, is it under your shoe? And a child will pick up their foot to show you it's not under their shoe. Is it in your hand? And they'll show you their hand. And then you say, is it in your mouth? And a child will open their mouth, close their eyes, and you stick the fluffy right down their tongue. It works every time.
I wish kids trusted me so I could try
So
this on them.
fun.
All right. So, yes, we here at the Cosmere Deep Dive podcast endorse and encourage you to lie to children at every opportunity. It's very fun.
And Mike does not represent me.
Then why am I getting 10% as your agent?
You're getting 100% right now, buddy.
All right. Stormfather tries to explain to Dalinar that Unity changed its licensing model. Wow, that's a tough word to say somehow. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, because Dalinar is like, oh yeah, or it's Stormfather. You're like, oh, you want to unite them? Well, like Unity ain't all it was cracked up to be, son. It changed. Unity ain't where it's at anymore.
Okay. How long ago did Shah not get to Stormfather anyway? And the answer to that is not gonna tell you.
You're not going to tell me if there's an answer?
I'm not gonna tell you the answer to that question.
What question?
Because I know the answer to that question. Tori knows the answer to that question. But we have sworn a sacred oath to not give you spoilers except when Craig does it.
So there's a chance.
There's a pretty good chance that Craig will answer this for you.
Craig didn't swear that oath. Craig is the light weaver.
You see, here's the trick. Is I have to play because he hasn't read the chapters like in a while, and he doesn't remember what happens where. And I'll be like, "Oh man, I just finished a chapter where we find out that Xia and I had enlightened Stormfather," and Craig would be like, "Oh really? I thought that happened in a later chapter." Huh? That happened already? Yeah. So it's easy.
Insert the recording of Craig saying, "Got him."
Dalinar needs the best character from Final Fantasy IV to win the contest, so he can throw swords. And then you suggest throwing Nightblood, and I'm like, yeah, that's a great plan. Imagine how much damage a thrown Nightblood would do.
Yeah, particularly in Final Fantasy IV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that FF4 doesn't have this, but Nightblood, when thrown, would absolutely have the break damage limit upgrade from FF10. You can rock quintuple nines, baby.
I think we mentioned before the recording that I didn't play FF10, or was that during the recording?
Could be both.
I'm saying it now.
Okay. Well, in FF10, some weapons have the ability to do more damage than the normal damage cap of 9,999. Instead, they are upped to one more digit. And a Throne Nightblood in FF4, despite everything else being capped to 9,999, would easily do 99,999 damage, is what I'm saying. Which I think kills everything in the game.
I was just
I
thinking,
doubt
9,000 would kill everything in FF1, even the final boss.
probably.
I'm pretty sure the final boss of 1 is like 2,000 health, at least in the original NES. That's what it said on the little fold-up sheet that came with the game, though.
Okay.
But that also said that temper increased my weapon damage, but the game's bugged and
That
it
was
does
a
the
lie.
opposite.
Yeah.
Man,
Alright.
if I had any idea what any of the spells in FF1 did, I would probably be better at that game.
Yeah, most of them were broken and didn't do anything.
Maybe the heralds can help. They can't help anybody. They can't help themselves.
Not even themselves.
Yeah, the heralds are not in a good place.
What about Shanarath?
The heralds
She
are
helped
in Cleveland.
by Shanarath helped the listeners, and didn't she? So she helped the singers.
The heralds can't
she?
help anybody.
Yeah, Shanarath. She let the things through. She like helped the heavenly ones or whatever, the people that she was supposed to not let through. That Town was doing a perfectly good job holding back himself. And then Shanarath like went and freed him.
Oh, that bit. Okay.
She helped them.
Maybe.
All
right. Spren can lie. They sure can, buddy. Stormfather should be constant like the winds of change. Isn't that the Scorpions? Isn't that a song by the Scorpions where they don't really speak English, but they wrote all their songs in English? And so like it doesn't quite play right, but it's really popular anyway.
I'm not familiar.
All right,
Dave, you know classic rock. Am I on base here?
I don't know.
Quick to Google.
I don't know anything about this, but don't Google that because we're running pretty long.
Yeah, let's finish up. Okay, what makes Dalinar think Wit wants people to enjoy his speeches? Well, if people didn't enjoy at least a little bit of his speeches, they'd leave. So there's got to be something, because he wants an audience. Face Off. Yes, this is the point in the movie where Nicolas Cage and John Travolta, or the point of the book where Nicolas Cage and John Travolta show up, but they're playing each other.
Yeah.
And then, you know how you understand how your radiant powers work, Dalinar? Yeah, do stuff. He doesn't. He has never learned and will never learn. He should have taken some time to learn, especially when he wasn't under a 10-day, crunch. But no time like the present, Mr. Dalinar. You could just sit down, have some conversations with the Stormfather, and figure out how your things work, especially with Navani there to help you, who has already figured out more stuff to do with the sibling than you ever did with the Stormfather.
And for her, it's only been 2 days.
Yeah, you useless failure of a bondsmith.
So
there was that whole 1 year gap between book 3 and book 4.
Yeah,
and
he learned nothing. Nothing.
So Face Off, good guess, Mike. Face Off actually refers to the part where Wit and Dalinar swap faces on their watches. Because
Ready, set, no. Let's get Nav and Jazz. Not Gav.
Yes. Okay, Gavinor, come here. What is
Gav,
it, Uncle
Nav, and
Dawinaw?
Jazz.
Yeah, so...
All right, moving on.
No, I want to go over this watch thing. So, time passes weird in the spiritual realm. It basically passes based on your concept of time, and
but not entirely that. It can be just arbitrary, which is how the dream world worked in the Wheel of Time, which is where
Brandon wrote
is
that
directly ripping off.
But he wrote that.
The last 3 books after all of this was fully established, yeah.
Somebody else did all the world building, and he wrapped it up.
Oh. So basically Dalinar tethers his watch that he never looks at anyway, so I don't really understand the point of this. He tethers his watch to Wit's watch so that he can see the actual how he can see basically they synchronize watches. So he knows what time it is on Roshar.
Hey Tori.
Yeah.
Whenever you hear about Dalinar's fancy watch, do you think of Commander Vimes's imp-powered watch every time?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. It's just the better version of the same gag.
Bingly, bingly, bingly.
And I also wanted to address something I had theorized earlier. Remember when we first learned about Shadesmar and how things were kind of more like relative in Shadesmar? And I was like, okay, well, what if like in Shadesmar truth is relative, and then in the spiritual realm truth will be more absolute? And like maybe like playing with both ideas of relativism and absolutism. Nope. It turns out that in the spiritual realm, it's even relativer than it even is in the cognitive realm. And that's the end of chapter. Yeah, let's get it. Chapter 23. Compromise. Blooding some ghosts. Armor trick. Good thing Shallan's armor is dumb. Gaz is a wrestling fan. Shallan is in urgent need of a haircut. An off-worlder who looks Shin. Sounds like an off-worlder. Shy guy Shallan. Oof. All right.
Oh, hang on.
Okay.
There's a typo in the Coppermind on this. So let me just read this out, or just this section. All right. Blah 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 blah. Gaz rejoins the group and, pretending to be the cream scraper supervisor, acts angry for them disassembling the work area without authorization from him. So Shallan and team have been scraping cream this whole time, which really should have been a dead giveaway.
Why don't you edit it?
In this scene, Shallan and company are spying on the Ghostbloods, and they pretend to be crim scraping really close to them so they can try to overhear conversations. And one of the Ghostbloods is like, "Hey, y'all, you need to move your work way over there where you can't hear us." And so they do that, and Gaz is like, "Well, but Shallan has armor now, so that means we all have armor." And she's like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Well, we all heard that when Kaladin fought against the Fused in the tower, that he was able to share his armor with everybody. So you can do that, right?" And she's like, "Ah, I don't know." So she tries telling her armor to, go defend Gaz, and
Reverse Voltron.
yeah, and it goes on him, but then he can't move. It just makes like an armored statue that holds him in place. It's like, well, maybe we can use that later. And so Shallan decides that they need to disguise themselves as the people who wear masks so that they can sneak into the meeting. And so they do that. They lure one of the masked people over there, and then Shallan's like, "Armor, catch her." And that happens. And
yeah, I think that I said that her armor is dumb in the way that Grass and Shinovar is dumb.
oh yeah,
Except
it can't move.
It can say
Right,
Shallan.
it doesn't move.
It doesn't
But
move.
it can say Shallan.
So
Yeah.
can Grass and Shinovar.
Well, then it isn't dumb. In the
So-
medical term sense of the
She
word.
takes
like from
the
Tommy.
person's mask. We need to move on. She takes the person's mask and goes into the meeting with the mask on, and that's why she's a shy guy.
All right, last scene. Sabarial is regrettably good at being useful. Oh, the light eyes are sad. What do people think happened to Sadius? Navani has a bunch of spren hovering around her all the time, a la Cinderella. Some guys like Rushu. Rushu is an expert with invisible deadly gases and invisible deadly gases accessories. Bippy is a good flame spren. Bippy gets a cookie. Rishu is fangirling over the sibling.
Um, so I have a couple of notes on chapter 23. I do not have a lot of notes from my first read through, but as I was reading the day the book came out, I was posting my thoughts every now and then in the new and upcoming book chat channel on the Discord. So here we
I
have,
haven't gone back and read that yet.
well, lots of thoughts on chapter 23. First,
So
OMG,
many spoiler
Sabarial.
bars.
Yeah. OMG, Sabarial is my husband. I love him so much. I don't even remember what that was referring to
Paloma
because he's
said
my
that.
husband. I love him so much.
I do think he and Paloma had great chemistry in this scene.
Yes. Rushu being like, this is amazing. We've changed the world after a single day of study is such a mood. Like, same, Rushu. Same. I want a pet flame spren. A whole flare of flame spren. I would name them all and give them treats and operate all the space heaters because I hate being cold, you guys. The sibling is such a wet blanket. Navani is our sweet baby who needs to be protected, and she's doing her best. It's not her fault every modern convenience in Roshar is built on slavery, sibling. Give her time to fix it. For a being that's centuries old and to whom time should mean nothing, you sure want everything done now, now, now. And finally, Rushu is absolutely a Khandra. Fight me in real life.
That might be why she wants more information on the sibling and why Rushu's interested in like finding out more about maybe Spren in general or investiture on Roshar.
Yeah, the whole conversation was like, Navani, you said that you would get me a chance to interview the sibling. And the sibling's like, okay, carry on. And Rushu's first question is like, so you have no gender? And the sibling's like, well, so that's kind of complicated and you probably wouldn't understand. And Rushu's like, try me.
Because she's a Khandra. Although I thought Khandra did have genders.
Sort of. They can choose to be, or they can choose to outwardly appear however they want.
Well, I mean, that's what Spren do. But I thought that like Tensoon lied to us then.
Yeah, so they have a gender, but they can also be wearing a different gender's body. So
yes, I thought that they like innately did actually have a gender, even though.
So well,
I don't know.
Having a gender or not having a gender or swapping their gender out is a choice that they get to make every day.
I thought that Tensoon like specifically said there are boy Khandra and girl Khandra though.
Yeah, and most of them choose to continue making that choice, but they don't have to. And the ones that don't want to don't have to either.
And if you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice.
Exactly.
Says the drummer that played the trash cans next to Spook. Well, he wrote that, didn't sing it. Just episode.
So I get the siblings issue, which is that from their perspective, all of these Spren are being enslaved and tortured just indefinitely. So, like, wouldn't you want that to stop right now? I would want that to stop right now. But humans are like, you know what? We agreed to have 10 people get tortured indefinitely for us, and it's worked out great. Nothing's wrong here. That was the end of my bit.
Well, not to get political, but there's all these things that we do because they're convenient, but they're really bad for the environment. And people have told us they're bad for the environment. And we keep doing them because they're convenient. And even when we know they're bad for the environment, we keep doing it. So it's like, hey, all of your modern conveniences are built on enslaving these kind of invisible forces of nature. It's like, I mean, you're telling us that, but
Well,
up
and
until
also,
this chapter, we didn't know that they had little personalities and you could name them and they could be cute. Now we
And
know that they can be named and be cute. Now it's going to be a problem if we're enslaving them.
and previously, all of human society for the last 4,500 years was built on enslaving the Parshmen.
So
So yeah,
humans are
changes need to happen
generally
real fast.
bad.
As far as the Spren go, though, I I don't know how different is quote unquote enslaving a Spren to like domesticating a Chol, though. I mean, Ivani makes this point too. She's like, well, we have Chols. So like, depending on your view of, you know, treating animals, I think would carry over to Spren, unless you're saying that Spren are of like a higher order than animals, which maybe they are, maybe they aren't. I don't know.
I think we've gotten pretty good evidence that they really aren't. At least the non-bondable Spren, for the most part.
Yeah,
Like,
they seem
Flame
kind of
Spren.
animalistic.
Flame Spren definitely don't have any like cognitive function to them. Like they are.
So like, are you gonna be like, oh, we can't wear wool because the shepherds take really good care of sheep and feed them and stuff?
No, man, I'm not even a vegetarian.
I
feel
mean,
like I
neither am I.
should
I'm
be
not
ethically,
asking you
but, like-
specifically. I was asking it as an open question.
Okay.
But
Like I feel like I should be from an ethical standpoint, but it's a lot of work.
I am not a vegetarian, and I don't think that I should be. And I have no ethical issues with eating meat. But again, not to get political.
Anyway, what else happened?
The chapter ended, and we finished recording.
Woo!
Hooray!
All right, it literally
Okay.
has been 2 hours.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we recorded a long one. And
All right, lock it in.
yeah.
Well, I guess I'll wait until Craig's back. I finished the book. I wanted to do a spoiler time, but I'll wait until
we can
Craig's
do
back.
that sometime when we haven't been recording for 2
Yeah, you can
hours.
do that while Craig's running the stream.
Okay.
So that you can actually have a stream of the spoiler time.
But when is that going to happen, Tori? When are we not going to take 2 hours to talk about the chapters?
I don't know. I really don't. We didn't used to take 2 hours to talk about chapters. I don't know what changed.
Maybe you could just make the reading shorter.
I mean, the
then
method
that
that I
would-
use
that
to
would
plan how
s-
long we go, like, has not changed. We're still recording over the same number of pages.
But think about it though.
Like-
If you shorten the reading, then that also means that we'll have like an extra year before we have to figure out what to do next.
Yeah,
Guys,
one chapter
making the
per
diagram
week.
is so hard. Like,
One
I already
chapter
did
per
it once.
week.
You want me to go do it again? No.
Just have a singular day of genius again.
Okay. I'll let you know when that happens. Meanwhile, I gotta go feed my pets. So
Okay.
let's stop recording.
Yep. Bye, everybody.
Okay. Good night, Internet.
Good internet, bye.